You are Locked On Vandy, your daily podcast on the Vanderbilt Commodores, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Here's the interesting thing. If you need a second listen, by the way, Locked On SEC's place to go. Chris Gordy covers the entire conference. And we have a whole family of Locked On SEC shows that represent all the teams in the conference. We've got full representation, and everyone is, we are the power conference in everything, including podcasting. So think about that for a second, right? I would put our conference up against any conference hosts in the entire network. I would, like, top to bottom, I would do that. No problems, no qualms, nothing. We have the best lineup. So check them out. All right. Diego Pavia. What do we know about Diego Pavia? Well, we know that this summer he has been a WWE superstar, except for actually fighting in the ring. If it came to promo, like if you told me Diego Pavia is going to have a future in the WWE just on his ability to cut a promo, I would say that is 100% correct. And that still actually might be a possibility. He could join the WWE. He was a wrestler. He can't cut a promo. He's an athlete. Just saying, right? Just saying. Triple H, if you're listening. I don't know why you would be, but Triple H, if you happen to be listening, Diego Pavia, sign him up. All right. But anyway, he can cut a mean promo. That's the point. And in the media days, he's saying all the same things. He's got the same expectations. Nothing's changed there. But he was not quite what we would expect from Diego Pavia. He was a little more subdued. He was a little more like focused and whatever. Right. So obviously when that happens, your first thought is, oh, they got to him. I don't necessarily believe that. Here's the quote, though. Here's what he said. All right. I'm just ready to play football. He said, I think we start here on August 30th. It is, but I know we're really excited as a team to go out and compete. But we've been working towards this, and we obviously have some big goals set in front of us. All right. Now, that's a very, very, it almost feels like when you look at Clark Lee's quote and you look at Diego Pavia's quote, it's almost like they just traded bodies there for a second, traded brains for a second, right? Because Diego Pavia had like a very Clark Lee quote, and Clark Lee had a very Diego Pavia quote in Clark Lee's style, which is wordy, big words, things like that. So I don't, it's interesting because you kind of just overanalyze where's Diego Pavia with this. It's an interesting topic, and it's definitely a midway through fall camp topic as well, right? Why is Diego Pavia now all of a sudden subdued? Has he been I think the red flags go, oh, have they gotten to him? Has Clark Lee said, no, you got to calm down? Has NFL scouts got to him? You got to calm down. Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to put this quote up again. I read this and just say, this guy's just zeroed in, man. This guy's just tired of talking. I think. I just think he's just ready. Obviously he says it in the quote, but I think he's just ready to go. I think he's ready to say, let's lace him up. Let's strap these helmets on and let's go get it. And that's okay. He's laser focused. I think he's just okay, it's another question I got to answer. Yeah, and he also might be kind of bored because, everyone's probably, expecting the same thing out of him. People are there waiting. Oh, he's going to get a quote. Oh, Diego Pavia, got my recorder. He's going to get a quote, right? He's a quote machine, right? You just stick him up there, put a mic in front of his face and let him roll usually. But he's just focused. He's focused on the mission at hand. He's thinking about, he's in season mode now. He's thinking about different things, different scenarios, different ways, and he's still the same guy. He still says that he still has the same expectations. He just said it in a subdued manner. So I don't, and I've read different things, different comments, different feedback, but I don't think Clark Lee or Vanderbilt has gotten to him and said, calm down. I know that's everyone's first notion. But I think I think the tone has shifted where I also think he knows he delivered the message. And now it's just kind of okay, he's going to set the tone of, okay, now this is the time we focus. This is the time we zero in. It's not in June and we're not on busing with the boys. I'm in season mode. we're focused. Like, hey, I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to reiterate the standards. Here we go. Right? That's kind of the notion of it. And, I think it's kind of circulating through the team. Like, I think you're starting to see as camp progresses now, I think as some questions are being answered, you start to get into game prep mode. You just got to have that focused tone. You've got to have all of that sitting right there in front of you. And so that's all I think Diego Pavia is. Is he training himself for the NFL? I think in the NFL, you have to be flexible in your approach. Like, you can have the bravado, you can have all of that. And NFL teams obviously know that. Okay. That goes without saying. They obviously know who he is. Like, him having one or two like subdued press conferences isn't going to change how teams think about him as somebody that's going to be in front of a microphone. Teams know that when you get Diego Pavia, you get that. And that's okay. To me, I love it. And I think a lot of NFL teams love that confidence. They'll probably work on him on saying too much all the time. Like, they'll probably refine him, but they won't take that energy away. But I think the energy has shifted from, we got to galvanize the team, we got to galvanize the city. I think he's gotten enough of a response and enough support now that now it's, hey, let's focus and let's go get the job done and prove that, hey, we deserve this respect. We deserved this support. We deserve the increase of these going up around the city, right? We deserve all of that. They got to prove that. And I think the tone of this quote suggests that. And it starts with Charleston Southern. The opening lines are out. There is a betting line on this if you want to take some action on FanDuel. But we'll talk about what that line is and why it's important next. All right, but first, it's going to be PrizePicks. That's right, PrizePicks. I love PrizePicks. I love this way of playing fantasy, right? Because you look at PrizePicks and the daily fantasy platform lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason is already heating up, and college football isn't far behind. Whether you got your eye on big-name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, PrizePicks makes it easy to get in the game. You know who I'm most excited about this season? I think, obviously Josh Allen's going to get it done. He's kind of looking. I'm been impressed with Hard Knocks there. Saquon Barkley, can he repeat? Joe Burrow, I think he's going to be really good. Aaron Rodgers, what is he going to do? I'm not so sure about Aaron Rodgers, but PrizePicks is simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Yeah, you heard me right. 2,000 times your money. I've used PrizePicks for a few seasons now, and I love how simple it is. I can get a lineup in before my coffee finishes brewing. I don't really drink coffee, but the analogy works. The flex play option is a total game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you still doubled my money. PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. So download PrizePicks app today. Use code LOCKEDONCollege to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONCollege to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. PrizePicks, run your game. This episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. August 26th. That's next week coming. It's going to get here fast before you know it. August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL preseason predictions or NFL season predictions, So whether you're calling for your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. So again, who's going to be the MVP? That's going to be an interesting question. I'm going to flip a coin between Lamar and Josh Allen. Like, I think those two probably had the best chance. Josh Allen is incredible. I think Buffalo, there's going to be a team that wins the Super Bowl that's never won one before. Like, I think Buffalo is so due. Their roster is loaded up. They're ready to make a run. Josh Allen, I think, is going to get over the hump. That's my bold prediction there. So you can also parlay your division winner dark horse as well. You can pick whatever floats your boat. So visit FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. Thanks for watching Locked On Vandy. Remember, you can follow the show at Locked On Vandy on all social media platforms. You can follow myself at Coach Burton36. Like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Find us anywhere you find your podcast as part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Anchor down. Peace out.